What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Bleacher Report. I am your host, TD from tdphinstalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all punch that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know that we are live. Breaking news out of the Miami Dolphins camp. Defensive end Bradley Chubb takes a pay cut to stay with the Miami Dolphins. We're going to talk about that and so much more, what it means and what it now means for the approach of the Miami Dolphins, all right? Again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We're pulling up the details because I'm trying to figure out the financials on this because that's all that matters. That's all that matters are the financials on this, all right? All right, so listen, man, we all know that the Miami Dolphins are in a make or break season. This year is the year where they got to win. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There is no excuses. It doesn't matter who gets hurt, who doesn't get hurt. The team has to win this year, okay? And when I say win, we got to make the playoffs. We need to win the division, to be quite honest with you. And we need to win a playoff game, period. No ifs, ands, or buts, nothing more, nothing less. This is exactly what needs to happen for the Miami Dolphins, all right? If we want to say that it's a successful season and if Chris Greer and company wants to keep their job, all right? So we know the situation with the defensive end position was quite grim. I actually thought that Bradley Chubb would get cut because I knew that the Miami Dolphins were not going to eat that massive cap hit that he was going to cost the team this year. But instead, just like Teron Armstead, here's what they did. They called him in the office. They said, listen, man, we want you to be a Dolphin, but we can't handle that cap hit. Let's just be fair here. We're not going to be able to handle that cap hit. So we're inclined to cut you now or post June 1st, unless we can work something out. And let's be smart here because let's be honest. What is your market on the free open market? You didn't even play a snap last year. So what is your market like? It's not going to be great. So let's figure this out because we still believe that you have something in you that can translate on the field. So what we're going to do, we would like for you to take a pay cut, and then we want to load your roster with a whole bunch of incentives. That way, if you work out the way that we hope that you do, you can still make close to the money that you were going to make. And if you don't, then we're not getting burnt for it because we cannot afford to pay that high amount with you coming off of this injury and us not knowing what we're getting. We know who you are as a person. We know who you are as a teammate. But at the same token, we have to do what's smart for us. And right now, it's just not a smart move to pay you the cap hit that we were going to pay you this year. So are you willing to take a pay cut? And it's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. He had to think through it. And those are all facts. Those are things that he had to weigh and understand that, hey, man, I'm coming fresh off an injury. My open market value is not going to be great. So let me go ahead and get this incentive deal. And I plan on balling out. I plan on balling out. And when I do ball out, I'll make my money. So he's betting on himself. He's betting on himself. So Bradley Chubb taking that pay cut. Hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. But I do like it, though. I do like it that the Miami Dolphins were able to convince him to do this. And above all, when you really think about it, the team, we're hurting at that position. A lot of people don't recognize that. Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb, I don't even count them as a full player this year, only because we don't know what we're going to get. They're fresh off of major injuries. They're fresh off of major injuries. Now, those guys can both ball out, but Jalen Phillips is the one that scares me the most. 2 back-to-back major injuries. 2 back-to-back. I can't count on that. I cannot count on that. I can't count on high productivity and availability now. I'm hoping we can now. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I'm hoping we can. But going into war, you can't just automatically pin it in. You got to pencil that in. Chop Robinson as a rookie impressed me a little because I wasn't that high on Chop. I'm still a little skeptical, but he did exceed my expectations because I knew he was a project coming out, and he started to come on as the season went on. And my biggest knock on Chop is the fact that he always has to win with speed. He can't win with power. He's an undersized edge rusher that can bend the corner fast and create a lot of pressures on quarterbacks and hopefully get there if the scheme makes it work or there's, covered sacks. But he's not that dominant guy that's going to bull rush or just push through a left tackle or O-lineman. So I never really wanted to rely on that as a case of, we got a guy, But he did exceed my expectations, so I can count on him to be on one side. But between Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips, one of them are going to be on the other side. And then don't forget about Muhammad Kamara, who we still have that can still develop. But I don't see the Dolphins doing any major work in the draft or free agent at the edge position, but they might bring in one guy. They might go get a mid-tier, solid little, piece that they can add in the trenches because of the concern of injury. That's the biggest piece. The concern of injury is an issue for the Dolphins. So you got to have an insurance policy. You got to be prepared for it. So Bradley Chubb fills a big hole because I didn't expect him to be on the roster. Taking this pay cut is a huge win for the Miami Dolphins because now they'll be able to save some cap space. Now, the reduced base salary that he's taken, I need the numbers to be updated. Until they update the official numbers, we won't know. But here's the deal. It's still incentive-based. His contract will still be incentive-based. So they're still going to have to set a certain amount of money aside just in case he reaches that amount. So that's kind of how that works. And I think a large part of it will be some of the post-June 1st money. We'll sit it in our pocket and just chill on it. I think that's what it'll end up being. Post-June 1st money. Now, I'm checking right now to see if they've updated. I'm in the system right now checking to see if they've updated the cap numbers on him. And no, they still have it the same right now. And that's crazy, y'all. He was going to be a $28.7 million cap hit. $29 million. He was going to be a $29 million cap hit. And he only got $27 million in dead cap left. So it's going to be interesting to see how this contract gets converted for the remaining years, being that he took that pay cut. I can't wait for it to update because now I really want to know what it's going to be. Now, remember, his base salary was $19.5 million, and that's what they pretty much reduced. They reduced that base salary. You can't reduce the signing bonus and the restructure bonus and the workout bonus. That's on there. He's still going to be about $9 million at a minimum on the cap. So I think he's going to be about $9 to $10 million on the cap, and the team could virtually save about $17, $18 million, depending on how much of a pay cut he actually took. So we shall see. All right. But there you have it. Bradley Chubb agrees to reduce his base salary in a revised contract. How much he's reducing it by, we shall find out. We don't know yet, but the details will be out sooner rather than later. All right. We still need one more, though. We still need one more edge on this team. No brainer. Okay. Now, I know everybody's been talking about all these wide receivers getting released and stuff like that the last several days. And I know that we're trying to figure out our money situation as a team, how we could save money, how we can afford to, bring in some talent on the O-line and things like that. But y'all hear me out. Don't get mad at me. Just hear me out, okay? Hear me out here. We need to go get one of those big body receivers. Chris Greer need to consider trading for a DK Metcalf or bringing in a Devontae Adams in free agency. Now, some people are like, oh, but what about the money? Did you know that Devontae Adams was like a 2-year, $27 million deal with the Jets? Only like 13 a year? He was on a 2-year, 27. That's like 13 million a year. I don't want to hear nothing about no money if you can get him on a similar deal. We need a big body receiver. Not all these small guys running around trying to get 5 to 10 feet open. We need a big body security blanket outlet I'm telling y'all, that will open up the offense. Why do you think Jonnu has so much success? But we can't let Jonnu supplement and Tyreek regress. See, people like, oh, well, Jonnu had a phenomenal year. Yeah, but it actually wasn't good for us. Jonnu going off suppressed Tyreek and Waddle. Because what McDaniel found was, if everybody's going to take away our weapons as the first read, then we'll change our first read. You know how many times we hiked the ball and we made that linebacker decide, you going to go out there in the flat or you going to stay there? Oh, you going to the flat, Jonnu, real quick. Oh, you going to the flat, Jonnu, real quick. Oh, you stand there, Jonnu on the out, real quick. Jonnu in the seam. If you stay with Jonnu, then I'll attack the other guys. But what a lot of people don't realize is we took Waddle and Tyreek a lot of the time out of the first read to try to trick other teams that wanted to game plan for Waddle and Tyreek. But Jonnu isn't the type of guy that's going to get the yak that Waddle and Tyreek can get. So it actually hurts us. Yes, it's smart because you can get more completions and you can keep hitting your tight end. But Jonnu gets some yak, but he's not getting nearly the yak that Waddle and Tyreek would get. So how you fix all of that? You go get a Devontae Adams or a DK Metcalf. There ain't no such thing as game planning. There ain't no such thing as, well, Tyreek won't be my first read. Oh, you finna let DK Metcalf or Devontae Adams be solo? Waddle will be running crazy. And guess what? The one thing that I always said, one of the main reasons why I never really believed in Tua as a Dolphin, because I felt like the only way he would make it in the NFL is if you recreate Alabama. And we've done a good job of getting close to that. But you go get a Devontae Adams or a DK Metcalf, we right back, baby. We got the Alabama version. All them weapons, making life easy on them. He ain't got to carry the team. Just deliver the football with your accuracy. And I know everybody like, no, man, fix the O-line. Yeah, do that too, but I'm telling you, do not discount the importance of that big body receiver. That's great, by the way. So I know a lot of people will get on me and be like, no, you tripping. Y'all, excuse me, we need a big receiver on Miami. Everybody done figured this offense out. It done got stagnant. And y'all think it's just because of the run, the O-line. Let's stop fooling ourselves, man. Yeah, that's a big part. But it's more than just the O-line. The Dolphins need to go get Devontae Adams or trade for DK. We be contenders, like legitimate. Not this cupcake contender that we start the year off as every year. And y'all, I mean, I want y'all to really think about what I'm saying here. Could you imagine that? DK Metcalf or Devontae Adams on the outside, Tyreek on the outside. Now you shift Waddle in the slot, Jonnu at the tight end, Malik Washington up and coming. Come on, man. Next level. Whether you like to or not, he'll be able to deliver with that. And the run game would take off because defenses will be zoned up. They be trying to, oh man, we got to worry about this receiving core. And it might only cost you $13 million a year. Bradley Chubb just saved you that. Man, y'all listen to me. Here's the play. You go get one of them big body receivers. Then you spend some more good money on another guard. You get a guard in this league, one of the best ones you can find, or you even trade for one. Forget them picks, man. I ain't talking about the first round or the second round, but you might be able to get a really good guard for a third or fourth rounder. In free agency, you go get another guard, and you get you a tackle as a backup, swing one, and you convince Armstead to give it one more go. So I like the Armstead, Patrick Paul backup. Right? You got to convince Isaiah Wynn to come back. You got Isaiah Wynn at the left guard. I'm fine with that. Brewer at center. I'm good. Get Eichenberg out of here. Don't even make him a backup. Get him out of here. And you go get that guard you win in free agency or the trade, and you plug him right there. Then you get another one as that backup. Then you got Austin Jackson and another guy that swing. I'm fine with that O-line. For those who thinking that we about to go get 3-4 O-linemen that's elite anyway, you are fooling yourself. That's the play. Go get the wide receiver, the big body one. Do that with the O-line. A-Chain and I'm about to say Mosa. A-Chain and Jalen Wright. Offense done. Offense done. Draft you a nice little tight end in the third, fourth round. Offense is done. Don't even touch the offense no more. You go on the defensive side of the football. You convince Calais Campbell to come back one more go. Okay? You go in free agency and you go get you a corner. Man, go for broke. I don't even care about the money right now. Man, hey, Slay. We need some of that Super Bowl pedigree. I don't care if you like him or not. What he going to bring to the table and in the locker room is what we need. Darius Slay, you ready to come to Miami? Some of y'all, we don't like Slay, man. You need that pedigree now. You bring him in. You go in the draft in the second round. You get you another corner. In the draft, listen to me, in the draft, you are going to draft Malachi Starks at 13 or the best interior linebacker you could find, one or the other. I prefer Malachi Starks because I think he'll still be there. Shout out to Legend in the chat said, TD, you said don't spend on big name free agents. This is different. Our back against the wall now. You got to win or you're getting fired, so spend it. Spend it. You're going to lose your job after this year or in the middle of the season if you don't. What y'all need to understand, we ain't in no position where we can say, okay, we're going to get a few players and develop them. Ain't no development. You're getting fired if we don't do nothing special this year. McDaniel and Greer. So spend it. Nah, bro, they'll definitely need another running back. Oh, I know, but I got the full confidence in Mike McDaniel. He going to find you that running back in the 4th or 5th round. Or from another team. He going to find you that other running back. It might be in free agency. It's a lot of them for the low. It's a lot of them for the low. So, yeah, man, this is the move. This is the game plan for the Dolphins. And I'm going to say one more thing, and y'all don't be getting mad at me, man. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to make the team the best team we possibly can. You got to go get Gardner Minshew, man. I ain't even a fan of Gardner Minshew. But you talk about you want a reliable, actual good backup, man, Gardner Minshew is as good as it's going to get at the backup position. You can't tell me another backup that's going to be better out there. You can't tell me another backup that's going to be better. You can't. I don't even like Gardner Minshew, but he going to be the best option. You got to go get Gardner Minshew, man. You got to. You have to. I'm trying. Let me say. I gotta say it one more time to make sure y'all understand me. Okay. I don't even like Gardner Minshew, but he the best option. So you gotta. If Tua go down, you gotta still get his team a chance. I know Gardner Minshew can get me 2 out of 5. If 2 out of 5 games, I know Gardner Minshew can give me 2 out of 5. But what I can't live with is a 1 out of 5 guy. Gardner Minshew might even get me 3 out of 5, but I ain't gonna push it. But I know without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to get the 2. But I can't be dealing with somebody who I know without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to get the 1 and maybe 2. No, this ain't the year we can take that chance. This ain't the year we can take that chance. It's not the year. Somebody just put something in the chat that made me do a double take. Say we don't get another receiver. Would you trade a DK Metcalf for Tyreek? That's actually a great question. Now Tyreek is a better talent. DK ain't far off. It ain't like a drop. But it changes what you can do. The dynamic of the game. Having Waddle as the smaller guy, DK as that's the problem. We ain't got no big guy. We got all these little ones running around. Hey, I wouldn't be opposed to that. A different look, a different style. Get that out my ear. I want Tyreek, I want Waddle, and DK. Who say we can't have nice things? Greer on the hot seat, man. Greer about to start cooking. He already cooking. He in the kitchen like, yeah, let me save some money with Armstead. All right, let me go ahead and cut these few people. Uh-oh. Chubb, come on in here. What you gonna do? All right, we done saved some Chubb money. Now what do you want to do? Listen, there's only one move that I'm dreading. And I'm like, man, Greer better not go that far. If he do, he really finna go for broke. That's if he restructure Tua. If he convert Tua's base salary in the signing bonus, which I don't even think Ross would do, but hey, if it happens, that means Ross was down for it. That means you locking Tua in for another year or 2, and then the cap in the future is bad. But it might be what's necessary to do all this crazy stuff I'm talking about. It might just be what's necessary. So, yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. Excuse me. Shout out to A. Burgos. He said, small QB needs tall wide receiver. I've said it before on streams. 3rd down guy, Tua throws high under pressure. I'm with you, bro. That's the thing that's missing. What if we get Dart at 13? What does that mean? Hey, the world will flip upside down. I don't care what quarterback you pick. You pick him at 13, the Miami Dolphins nation, the whole nation just flipped upside down. That's a statement to Tua. I can't even rule it out. But I'm going to leave that alone. Give me Malachi Starks right now. We trying to win. You going after another quarterback for the future, that just means that you literally like, oh, you know what? I'm glad you asked that because that makes me think something. We still don't know the direction the team actually going. But that's going to tell us a lot what they do. Because Greer might go status quo. What if Stephen Ross tell him behind closed doors, man, don't worry about your job and all this stuff. At a minimum, you got 2 years to get it done. And Greer he not on a hot seat like we think he is, right? Then you might see Greer take a conservative approach, say, all right, man, I'm going to rebuild a team. I'm not going all out. I'm just plugging the holes and giving you another nice team with Tua. And you'll get another opportunity to make it work. But this is it. This is the last chance. And if it doesn't, I'm going to move on next offseason. And I'm going to be drafting a quarterback next year in the first round. And I might be looking for a new head coach. You never know, y'all. We're the ones out here saying he's on the hot seat because how can he not be? But Stephen Ross been showing some loyalty to him that's unparalleled. So you never know. You never know. So I'm not going to rule it out. But you'll tell if we didn't go for broke and we just like last year. Last year we didn't go for broke. We just filled the roster with some nice pieces here and there. You know, Fuller, Jonnu, Odell, Brewer. You know, just filling the roster, making a good team, right? This year, if we don't make some splashes and go all out and we just fill the roster again with some good players. Now, they can be good players and they can be a good team. But there's a difference between that and going all out. You know, spending money and trading for that guard or going after a Darius Slay or getting a DK Metcalf or a Devontae Adams. That's going all out. But if we just status quo, a nice piece here, he's solid, he can fill in there. I like that move, that's solid. If he does that, he feel like he got another year. And that means there's other people on the hot seat like McDaniel and Tua. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out. All right. Someone said, hopefully this is the start of other players coming to the table to renegotiate their contracts. Well, that ain't a good thing. That's not a good thing if anybody coming to the table to renegotiate. It was only good for Chubb because we had leverage. The Dolphins ain't got leverage on too many other players. Chubb was like one of the only players on the roster we got leverage with. That's it. We ain't got leverage with nobody else. So let's get this straight too. He didn't come to the negotiating table. They let him know we ain't picking up that big salary. What you want to do? And he knows as a free agent, he ain't got a market coming fresh off that injury. So I might as well stay at a reduced amount. I like it here. And let me try to ball out so that next year, because this also tells you he's gone after this year, unless they give him a raise if he ball out. He's gone after this year. If you don't see how the table is set, he's gone. Tyree gone. If Armstead's still here, he's gone. Like the whole rebuild, this is it. They can't afford to have these guys going into further years. This is it. We shall see. All right. Somebody said Chubb should be gone now. Listen, hey, if they can reduce it down the way they did, I'm for having Chubb. You never know. He might come back on fire. You never know. All right. But thank you to those tuning in on Bleacher Report right now. I've hit my 30 minutes. That's pretty much all I have for you for those who are watching on Bleacher Report. But you can come over to my main channel on tdphinstalk on YouTube and catch me. I'll be live continuing this conversation right now. So if you want to come over there, come check me out. But thank you so much to those watching Bleacher Report right now. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m. We're live, and this dropped right before. So love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I will see y'all later. Peace. I'm out. Y'all give me a second. All right, we're good. We back. We over here on YouTube. I was multi-streaming that. Every Wednesday night, I decided when I do my Bleacher Report, I'm going to stream live too on my channel. So that's where I am right now, right here on TD Finstalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. But yeah, man. Woo! We getting money. We getting cash money, y'all. Oh, man. Let me see. Wari should be available too. Yeah. I'm with that too. Man. Man, listen, y'all. I'm trying to get excited for the season. I just want a good season, man. Can we get one good season without drama? Without the fear of losing. That's all I'm asking for is one good season. And bring in some more top-notch players. The ones we got now are getting older. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Mine. All right, I will. Yeah, I said grab something. Yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all. Sorry, that was the wifey. We need real talk, TD. Yeah, man. This is it. They better get their act together this year. Greer, Tua, McDaniel, they better get their act together this year. I don't want to hear no excuses about no O-line, no coaching, no quarterback play, no running game. They better win games this year. You know, I was looking at our schedule, right? I was looking at the schedule, and I'm like, man, I see the worst case and the best case scenario. It reminds me of last year. And I'm going to give that to y'all real quick. It reminds me of last year. Now, I know this is way too early of a prediction, but this is how I feel. We have to go on the road versus Atlanta, right? We're going to beat Atlanta on the road. And this is way too early. They're going to make a lot of moves that can change my assessment. We're going to make a lot of moves. But this is way too early. But this is on the road at Atlanta. W. If we're going to be the great team, we can't lose that one. On the road at Buffalo. It's still an L until we prove otherwise. On the road At Carolina, W. I don't care how much Bryce Young coming on. You can't lose to the Panthers, even if it's on the road. Yeah, give me a second. Thank you. Sorry, y'all. Then we got at Cleveland. This one's a tricky one because we don't know who their quarterback gonna be. If they get Cam Ward and it's late in the season in the cold, L. If they get Cam Ward and it's early in the season, I don't know. Something about the Browns. The Browns already did that. It's something about them team for me. And I'm going to write toss on here. I'm going to write toss. No, the schedule not out, the Bears TV, but the opponents are in away versus home, but not the actual schedule. Okay. Now, we got to go on the road at the Colts. W. We're home versus Buffalo. It got to be a W this year. Home versus the Patriots. W. Home versus the Jets. W. Okay. We rattling off wins right now. And even right there, I got a 6-1 and a toss-up. So 7-1 or 6-2. Next game. At home versus Baltimore. L. At home versus the Bengals. L. Unless we're going to score more than 35. And they are going to focus on making their defense better. But we ain't stopping their offense from probably putting up 30 points. At home versus the Saints. W. At home versus the Bucks. L. No weather advantage. Baker and company going to come give us the business. That's a tough team to beat. We can win it, but I just feel like it's going to be an L. At home versus the Chargers. L. That team ain't going to do nothing but get better and better. Don't they got $90 million or something like that? And they already won 12 games or something like that, and they got $90 million and all they draft picks, and they finna get a top receiver. At home versus the Commanders. L. On the road versus the Patriots. This way y'all gonna get mad at me. L. Vrabel, man. That same Tennessee Titan energy. On the road versus the Jets. W. On the road versus Steelers. Toss up. I don't know. quarterback situation going to be interesting for them too. But what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses. And 2 toss-ups. So our ceiling is me adding the 2 toss-ups at the win position and adding 1 game. Our ceiling is 11-6. Our floor, Jesus. I don't even want to write it. Oh, I don't even want to write it. 5-12. That's losing the 2 toss-ups. No. I'm sorry. We got 8 automatic. Sorry, forgive me. 8. The floor is 7-10. Sorry, I was gonna say. Some ain't adding up. Our floor is 7-10. Realistic is in the middle at 9-8. That is my way too early prediction. Our ceiling is 11-6. Our floor is 7-10. A realistic expectation is 9-8. And I'm going to tell you now, if we go 9-8, fire everybody. Fire everybody. I think we will be a little better. You know, it's interesting that you say that, though. It's interesting you say that. How many of people agree with that we'll be a little better? And you know what? Here's the funny part. Let me ask y'all a question. Were we better last year than the year before? Yes or no in the chat. Were we better last year than the year before? Just curious. Bunch of no's. I agree, we weren't. They fooled me, though. Y'all remember? Remember last offseason, we did free agency and we did the draft, and I was talking about the team is worse than they were the year before, and everybody said, oh, you're hating. They're actually better. Reports were saying they were better, and they kind of convinced me to see that we were better collectively before we played a snap. Poyer, Marcus May, the retired lineman, whoever his name is again. Collectively, they fooled me, and I be getting fooled sometimes too, y'all. They fooled me into believing, you know what, we might be just better. But it was not the case. When it was all said and done, you realize you were not as good as you were the year before. So when you think about it and you say things like, we're going to be better this year, here's the problem I have with a team that's built for greatness and they keep underachieving. Here's the problem. We keep thinking we're going to get better by adding players, but we always ignore what we lost. Not only do we ignore what we lost, we don't consider the fact that the good things that we have are getting older. Even if Armstead comes back, you think he's going to be the best version of himself? Even if Calais Campbell come back, you think he's going to be the prime version of himself? And maybe you get a high level, but the odds, right? We don't consider all that. You think Ramsey's going to continue to play, at the highest of levels? May still be good, but it's still going to be the highest of his peak. We don't think about that. A whole nother year is here, just like a whole nother year was there last year. The homie Jesse in the building says same name doesn't mean same player. Players get better and worse all the time. I agree. I do agree. Oh, yeah. Hit me up, Jesse, man. Hit me up on Twitter when you get a chance. Just shoot me a message saying, yo, I wanted to ask you some questions real quick. Wanted to ask you a few things. We better not pay this guy, Jermaine. We just don't have enough to multiply. I considered it, which is why I'm most likely not watching this season. Nah, we got to. We got to. All right, cool, got it. I'm just happy they didn't touch Tua contract. Yay. Yeah, I think it might be on the way. I think it might be on the way. Whew. I can't wait for this train wreck. Listen, somebody asked me the other day. They said, they didn't ask me. This was last night. CB83 and everybody, they were talking about how some fans are rooting on us to fail this year. I got to ask y'all in the chat. Any of y'all hoping that we fall flat on our face this year? There's Dolphin fans. We know y'all Bills and Jets and Patriots fans are haters. But Dolphin fans, are any of y'all like, man, I hope they fall flat on their face this year? Yes or no in the chat? Never, no, heck no, never. Lose the Patriots. So everybody's saying no and nope. But there's some Dolphin fans out here that do. So I'm going to confess something here. No, I don't, by the way, because if you're thinking that, you're wrong. I do not want us to fail this year, nor am I wishing it. But 4 years ago, after Tua's rookie year, that second year, I didn't want us to fail, but I was like, man, you know what? I know what's about to happen the next 4 to 5 years, and it might end up being 7. Like there was a part of me that was like, man, I hope that they save us the time. Don't be good enough just to be good, just not to be good enough. Like 4 years ago after Tua's rookie year, that second year, I was like, man, I don't even care for success. I wanted it, but it was a part of me that was like, I could see the future. I know where this is going to take us. I know that we're about to wait 7 years. I was so convicted we were about to wait 7 years. Please spare me the misery. What would it take to spare the misery? The team got to bomb out. Now, I didn't think that right away, but about halfway through that season, that's when I thought I was thinking it. I think we were like 1-7 or something like that. I was like, man, finish bombing out strong, but they didn't. Flores went on a win streak. Are we about to go into year 6? When 5 years ago, I knew we were going to wait 7 years. And anybody, like, put how many years you've been on this channel. Put how many years you've been on this channel. This channel been going for like 7 years. Put it in the chat. How many years you've been on this channel? Anybody 5 years or more? Tell us in the chat, is it going down exactly how I said it was? Yes or no in the chat. For those who have been here for 5 years or more, because that means you heard my take 5+ years ago. Is it going exactly the way I told you it was going to go? Yes or no in the chat. I want to see yeses or nos in the chat from the people who've been here more than 5 years. Is it going, and I ain't talking about a little bit, is it going exactly the way I told you it was going to go? And not because, oh, it's the Dolphins, this is how we do. No, you can see it. Like, you can see it. So for those who ain't been here 5+ years, look at all the yeses. I got my first no from Matthew Smith. I got my first no from Matthew Smith and Matthew capping. Matthew straight capping. Somebody said you late to the AFC's roundtable. Oh, Lord. Y'all, we supposed to start at 7 and it's 7:02. And y'all got me over here. Y'all got me late, man. Y'all go over to the AFC's roundtable right now, man. Y'all got me late. Y'all got me late. They probably like, where TD, man? Oh, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I got to go. I almost forgot. Y'all got me late to the AFC's roundtable, man. Y'all going over to the AFC's roundtable right now, man. Hey, tell them TD on the way because I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. So tell them TD on the way. It's all right, and let them know it's y'all fault. Y'all got me late to the roundtable, man. I see y'all over there. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace. I'm out. Oh, man.